sometimes nobody asks the players what they think about adding more games. So maybe our opinion doesn't matter.
In the old Champions League format, if you win your home games or got to 10 points, there was a fair chance that you would qualify. I'm just intrigued to think how many points you think might be required in this new phase, and also what are your thoughts about the revamped Champions League format?
Oh, a lot of questions in one. I think it's difficult for me to tell you now how many points are needed, because it's the first time we play this competition and it's 8 games. So I've been in Europe for a few years with my former clubs, and sometimes we went through to the next round. I think one time even with 6 points or 7 points, and we ended up number 1 in the group. So that is difficult to say before you start. But I think it's clear that if you want to end up in the first 8, you have to win a lot of games. You need a lot of points. And what I think about the format, that's also something you can ask me better in the end. The only thing I like about it, just as someone who loves to see football every night on television, is that on every night there's a nice fixture. Where in the former format, sometimes there were evenings you're like, okay, tomorrow is a nicer game than today. But now, for example, with our game tomorrow, I think everybody who loves football is looking forward to that game. So that is the positive for the person that sits at home in front of his television. Is it going to be for the players with 2 extra games? How is it going to be exciting in the end of the group stage as well? That's something that we have to find out, and I don't think anyone has the answer to that at the moment. But if you ask me these questions in a few months, I can answer it probably much better than I can answer it now.
I just wonder whether I could ask you what you make of the new Champions League format generally. There's a lot more games. Does that make it tougher? How demanding is that on players? And also, I wonder what you make of Liverpool's chances generally as potential Champions League winners this season. Can you do that?
I think for the supporters it's amazing. More games, more bigger games, big teams playing against each other. For us players as well is a good thing that you are going to play against the best in Europe, and it's always a good idea to add some games to the calendar that is not busy. I'm being ironic a little bit. But again, we are here to do our job. Sometimes nobody asks the players what they think about adding more games. So maybe our opinion doesn't matter. But everybody knows what we think about that, having more games. Everybody is tired of that. But we have to bring those kind of things on side and stay focused on the big challenge that we have here tomorrow. And if we have a chance, let's see what we're gonna do on the pitch. A lot have changed from the last years from us. We didn't play the Champions League last season, and we are all looking forward to that, to be back to the Champions League, and we're gonna do our best to try to win.
Just to follow up on player welfare and the volume of games, you say no one asks the players, so I thought I'd ask you, what do you think is the appropriate amount of football for a top player to be playing in a season? Is it 50 games? Is it 40 games? And what competitions, or what would you drop from the calendar to make more room?
I think this is not only a question that I should answer here. Okay, the number is 30 or the number is 40, but it's a matter to sit down all together and listen all the parts, because we understand that we have the side of the media from TVs, we have the side from the UEFA, from the FIFA, from Premier League, from the domestic competitions. We are not stupid. We understand that, and we understand that people want games. People want more games, but the reasonable thing would be all these sides that I mentioned, all the people who are responsible for making the calendar, organizing the calendar, to sit together and to listen all the parts. inclusive the players. I think so many players have spoken already about that, and we just need to be listen, and that's what we would like to do, to sit together and to understand what is the thinking of the directions that football wants to go, and not only adding games, adding competition, adding this, adding that. At the end is only what we want is giving our best for the football. If you are tired, you cannot compete in a high level. What I want is giving my best in all the games that I play. But we need a solution for that, and doesn't look like we are close to a good solution for the football's sake and for the players' sake.